Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can see, my title, I am glad the Buffalo Bills lost last weekend. Now, do I really hate the Buffalo Bills? I can honestly tell you, I hate the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, and teams like the San Francisco 49ers a lot more than I hate the Buffalo Bills. But I do work with a whole bunch of Buffalo Bills fans, so that adds a fuel to the fire. But that's not related to this video whatsoever. That's such fun stuff you usually talk about when you're talking trash about sports. But of course, about 4 weeks we saw what happened to Damir Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills when he collapsed on the field right there. And if seeing what happened was not bad enough, and his mother being there to witness that, to the euphoria of him coming back, which is absolutely amazing. And it's amazing what the power of prayer will do, because you saw both teams on national television join a circle and pray. So if anything came good of this, that was one right there. All of a sudden, kneeling to pray to Jesus Christ was all of a sudden okay. How about that? And the second was Hamlin's foundation. His GoFundMe. He didn't know his GoFundMe to raise $2,500 for his mother to raise toys for kids who were less fortunate. Ended up doing over $8 million. So again, as the good book says, where tragedy strikes, much grace abounds. So, but this has nothing to do with Hamlin, as it has to do with the NFL and how they handled it. Alright, so the NFL says, well, you know what? Now, by the letter of the law, says the Buffalo Bills didn't return to the field and flew home. That's considered a forfeit. Now you say, well, listen, this is unprecedented. No one's ever collapsed in the field before and had to have CPR. Yeah, that's definitely true. Well, at least not on an NFL field anyway. But we've seen players go down pretty badly hurt. If anyone remembers, back in 1991, Detroit Lion offensive lineman Mike Utley went down, was motionless, and gave the old famous thumbs up. And that emotion brought the Lions all the way to the NFC Championship game. Of course, that was one of those Lions. He's the great Barry Sanders. Right here in New York, we saw defensive lineman Robert Byrd go down, also motionless. Didn't think he was going to walk again, and of course, years later, he came back down to the field, but on the field under his own power, walking. So we've seen pretty scary moments before on the football field, on the college level, and on the NFL level, and probably other leagues as well. Granted, there was never any CPR ever done, but we've had scary months before, and the game went on. But, to see the Cincinnati Bengals and Coach Zach Taylor stand in solidarity with the Buffalo Bills, saying, we're not going back on the field after this. Nobody wants to play football. Okay, so they both forfeited? How does that work? But again, not the point. The Bengals wanted to do this thing to stand with the Buffalo Bills. I'm not really blaming the Buffalo Bills as much as I am blaming the NFL. So, and this was a very big game. Maybe who aren't sports fans, or football fans, this was a huge game. These two teams were by far easily top 3 teams in the AFC conference. And it was the second to last week of the game of the season, of the regular season. And so they decided, well, if the Buffalo Bills play the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship, it will be in the neutral field. So since we can't decide who would have been the number 1 seed. The problem is, what if the Bengals had defeated the Buffalo Bills and then they might have been the number 2 seed? We'll never know. But last week's game in Buffalo should have been also on the neutral field. No, don't get me wrong. I was never for the neutral field whatsoever. I wasn't. I hated it. Which is one of the reasons why I'm glad the Bills lost. I didn't want to see a neutral field AFC Championship game. Season ticket holders of a fan base wait a long time to get a chance to go to such a game and to put that game on the neutral field because the NFL wouldn't go by their own rules, or even in special circumstances couldn't even do this right. They were saying the Chiefs and Bills, because the Bills had beaten the Chiefs earlier this season, they were just assuming that Buffalo was going to be, they could have been the number 1 seed, but we'll never know. But the same can be said, easily said, for the Bills and Bengals, who's the 2 or who's the 3 seed. And last week's game should have been in a neutral stadium, to be fair. But after the Bengals and Zach Taylor, Coach Zach Taylor, stood in solidarity with the Buffalo Bills to help them out, the league came back and pretty much said, no, this game will be played at Buffalo. No neutral field needed, which never made any sense to me. And it was a slap in the face to the Cincinnati Bengals organization who helped the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Buffalo Bills should have come out and said this game should be on a neutral field as well. But so correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember anyone in the Bills organization coming out and saying such a thing. Now, if there was, please show me the link below, and I will come on and apologize. And I'll say I was corrected. But I was listening to NFL Network on XM, Sirius XM Radio the whole week, and I didn't hear any such story come out. So if you can find something, especially on video with them saying it, let me know. And the Bengals took that major chip in the shoulder, and they should have, because they helped the Bills out. They stood with the Bills. And let's say even the NFL ignored the Buffalo Bills, at least the Buffalo Bills, I can say the Buffalo Bills, they tried to do the right thing. And I can just sorely blame the NFL, which I'm doing pretty much anyway. But they didn't. The league pretty much disrespected the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Buffalo Bills should have at least made a public statement saying this game should have been, and it wasn't. So, being I didn't want to see AFC Championship game, I was hoping the Bengals would win that game the worst way. One, because the NFL was wrong. Two, the Buffalo Bills never said anything to make that game in a neutral field. And three, I didn't want to see a neutral AFC Championship game. It has nothing to do with DeMar Hamlin. It really doesn't. This is more about what the NFL did wrong here, and how they disrespected another organization. I understand that what we saw was unprecedented, but because something was unprecedented doesn't mean you should screw another organization in their fan base in the process. That's wrong. This is still a business. People still buy season tickets. People want to go to playoff games. That's why you buy season tickets. They did the Cincinnati Bengals wrong. And when I saw the Kansas City Chiefs last night, the night before, win the game, I wanted the Bengals to win this game. And even if the Chiefs had lost, I still wanted to see the Bengals win because the Bengals were still disrespected. Anyway, let me know what you think. Leave comments below in the box. We'll talk to you later.